Group Pharmaceuticals is a company which has been in the dental and oral care segment since the last 40 years. Because we believe that good health starts from your oral health. And as a company, we have great lot of niche products. We've launched more than 11 first time in India products through in-licensing agreements. We have 4 patents, product patents in our names. And we not only we tie up with a lot of international universities and companies to bring in niche first time in India products. Apart from that, I have been working with the Karnataka Drugs and Pharmaceutical Manufacturer Association. I was secretary and president for 3 terms. Also, I am the vice chairman in the Federation of Pharmaceutical Entrepreneurs, that is FOP. I also am associated with many colleges as on their boards, including Adi Chinchinagiri College, also and many other universities. And as my passion of skill development, I'm also on the Council of Life Sciences Skill Development Council of India. So my talk today is on pharmapreneurs, challenges and opportunities. The fact that you're sitting here means you're looking at, as a pharmacist, how can I start something on my own? Yesterday, in the next hall, we had 2 great entrepreneurs, that is Dr. Krishna Ella and Dr. Parthasati Reddy, who've done very great work. And both of them were talking about their journey as entrepreneurs. And their journeys, they've been in this business for last 40 years. But their entrepreneurial journey started only after 20-25 years of working. And then they started their companies. I don't think the millennials today want to work for 25 years and then start your companies. You're thinking of, oh, I finished my pharmacy, what next? What do I do? And my talk is basically based on that. So in preparation for this talk, I was looking at startups. And I looked at the top 30 pharma startups in India. I was trying to understand as to where people are looking at. And it was very surprising. Out of the top 30 pharma startups, 10 startups are in the lifestyle. Means they are, they have these apps where you eat good food, where you, do some exercises, you drink water, you have so many apps. So there are 10 of the top 30 startups in India are focused on lifestyle app. There are only 2 for patient care. Means there are apps or there are companies which are focused for managing patients, means diabetic patients, old care houses, things like that. 7 were in insurance and finance. 7 were in supply chain, that is on supplying medicines, apps that are focused on that. And only 2 were in genome and biotech. So it was quite very, not a great feeling that out of the top 30 startups in the pharma and healthcare space, there are just 2 in the genomic and biotech sector. When I looked, I said, let me see what is happening in the biotech. And in the biotech sector, I saw that when I looked at the top 10 biotech companies in India today, or the startups in India today, they are doing some wonderful work, mostly in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Almost all the 10 are based in Hyderabad or Bangalore, because there's a lot of work happening. But then I looked at who are the founders. You'll be very surprised. One of the founders is a CA. 2 founders are engineers from IIT Chennai. 3 of them are doctors and 4 biotechnologists, not a single pharmacist. So that really, made me understand as to why our pharmacy graduates are not getting into starting new businesses, not looking at startups. And my talk today is based on that. So my presentation overview, I will run you through. So I'm looking at what are the challenges, why pharmacy graduates are not getting into it. 2, what are the opportunities that we have. And 3, what possibly could be the strategies for success. That is purely based on my experiences of seeing successful startups and work. So the biggest challenges today faced by pharma entrepreneurs is stringent regulatory requirements, fierce competition, and limited funding and resources. And I'll touch on each of these separately. Now, the fact that you're a pharmacist means you're in the healthcare space. And in the healthcare space, there is no compromise. It's not an app that, it doesn't work, there's a glitch, or there's a 99% upside, 1% is, the app is not working. It can't happen, right? We are dealing with human life. So that is why when we enter the pharma space, there is a lot of regulations. Whether it is you get into biotech, you get into genomics, you get into any activity, you have to know what is the regulatory framework that is there. Starting from, even if you want to start a manufacturing factory, there are very strict regulations like Schedule M and WHO GMP, and you have CFR 21 compliances. So everything that we do in pharma has a regulatory commitment that we have. So that is why a lot of pharmacists, a lot of budding entrepreneurs don't get into the pharma space because too much of regulations, and that is one of the reasons. The second is that it is very anything you want to start. For example, you want to think of a new product. It is not going to happen overnight. You can't sit across a table and start and say within the next 1 month or 2 months I will start. Pharmaceuticals is a long, it has where you have to start working on it today. The results will come after 5 years or 6 years. It's or maybe 10 years or maybe 20 years. So it's a long time and a long gestation. So one of the challenges that we face as entrepreneurs who get into the pharmaceutical space is that it is costly and it is very time consuming. That's why people, even a lot of pharmacists want to do apps. You want to do that because you have a laptop and you have the internet and you can start. You don't need that much of resources. Whereas when you want to get into the pharma space, you need resources, you need technology, you need money, and it's going to take a lot of time. Then the second problem is fierce competition and market saturation. Today in India, the top 10 companies, we may be 3, 4, 5,000 companies, the top 10 companies occupy 42% of the market. Top 20, 67% of the market. So because it is taking so long, so companies get established, the market becomes very tough for any new entrant to come in. It's very, very difficult, and that is one of the challenges. You can overcome these challenges only by being something different, and I will suggest what are the areas that you can look at to be different. And of course, limited funding and resources. In IT, because today everything is IT, everything is startups, everything is biotech, there's a lot of funding coming from angel investors and from venture capitalists because they see that. But in pharma, people are very skeptical to invest initially. Because it's an idea, you have a thought, there's no proof. Before you get into phase 3 clinicals, it is already 5-6 years, and to do a phase 3 clinical, you need crores of rupees. So people, and we don't know at the end of it, will it work, will it not work? You may have spent 10 years, and at the end of 10 years, the product may not work. So nobody is ready to take that risk. So financing is a very big problem, and one of the reasons why a lot of people do not get into pharma. Also building a skilled team, because this is not something that you can just pick up somebody or put an ad and get people to work on. You really need experts, people who are smart, people who have a lot of experience, and they are expensive. Getting them is very difficult. So what are the opportunities? So for me, I see two great opportunities. One is the growing demand that is there, and second is getting into niche sectors. So when we talk about growing demand, I'll just give you one statistics, one data point. At the time of independence, our, life expectancy was about 33 years. Today, our life expectancy is about 65 years. It's double. And it is expected to go to 70 years in the next few years, in the next 7, 8, 10 years. So you see, like the amount of medicines that will be required is just going to increase because we are not dying soon enough. It's a bad way to say it, but that is a fact. So the longer we live, the more medicines we require. We are also, because we are modern people, we want to live that same lifestyle. And because we want to live that lifestyle, we need health products. And that is why the demand is only increasing day by day. The governments are spending more money. India today spends just 1.3% of our GDP on healthcare, just 1.3% or 1.4%. Even Bangladesh spends 2.5%. If India increases GDP spend from 1.3 to 2.8, the opportunity for pharma is going to double. Correct? So the opportunities that are there are very high. Then COVID, with all the problems COVID brought to us, one good thing is everybody became very health conscious. Correct? When during COVID lockdown, we became very conscious and drinking a lot of kadas and mixtures. And now all that is forgotten, but we have moved to vitamins, health supplements. That is why I said that the successful apps are health apps. You know, there are apps which tell you when to drink water. There are apps which tell you when to get up and walk. There are apps which tell you you can take a photo of your food and it will tell you how many calories of you are eating. That is becoming successful. So means people are becoming more conscious about health. If they're becoming conscious about health means more opportunity for pharma industry. And of course, we are becoming more innovative. India is known as the pharmacy of the world. We very proudly say, and I'm sure in the last yesterday and today you must have heard it many times that we are the pharmacy of the world. But the fact is, we are the generic pharmacy of the world. We are not. We are in terms of real numbers. We are very at 13 and 14. We are not the real pharmacy. We have to move to the next step. We have to move up the value chain. There is great opportunity. Super generics is a big thing that people are looking at. Nanosomes, specialized, standardized herbals. And I will show you an example in the next few slides how international companies are bringing products. I have brought international herbal products to India and pharmaceuticals and other supplements. So the opportunity is, don't look at pills and powders. Don't look at manufacturing of tablets and capsules as the only thing. There are many other. So in 2 years back in Apticon, I had presented this slide as to the top 10 pharmaceutical trends in India. And if you see this is not in India, this is global. And if you see what is happening even in 2024, and these are actually startup companies which are working on this, that is artificial intelligence, big data analytics, flexible production, precision medicine, additive manufacturing, blockchain, extended reality, real drug data, curative therapies, digital therapeutics. This is where the world is looking for future health, solving health problems. They're not just looking at tablets and capsules, but they're looking at many things. I was reading about just one company which is using, it's not here, I think it was there earlier, where they are using VR, that is virtual reality, to treat mental health. They have worked on, they are just continuously working on just using virtual reality to treat people with mental health problems, to treat people with cognitive problems, things like that. So world is changing and looking at not just your routine tablets and capsules, but they're looking at other things on how we can improve health. So I said expanding markets, as if we are increasing, our population is increasing. India today is considered as the youngest population. Our median age is around 35, 36. So what it means in the next 20 years, all of us are going to become 55, 56. At one time in the next 20 years, India will have the oldest, now highest number of old people in the world. So imagine the number of products and medicines that are required. Expanding markets is a big opportunity. Personalized medicine, that is where people are focused on. So gene therapy is a big thing there, where each one problem is solved by your own body. So you take out something, blood from your body, you get your genetic information, you modify it, put it back. Today it's very expensive. Gene therapies are costing crores of rupees. But over time, I'm sure it will become very economical. Rare diseases, a lot of companies, pharma companies are very greedy. All of us want a lot of money. So what happens is, if the disease has moved, then we stop manufacturing the products. But that's an opportunity, because still people are suffering from that, and companies are looking at rare diseases to launch products. Another big activity that has happened thanks to AI is drug repositioning. So every company when they start, I remember Dr. Shenoy, who won the Eminent Pharmacist Award yesterday, was telling me that he used to work in AstraZeneca, and AstraZeneca for a long time had not opened up their database for Indian scientists. You know, they have a big R&D center in Bangalore, but they never opened up. The day they opened up, they saw that AstraZeneca has got over 30,000 chemical entities that they have at some time have identified and worked upon, but just put it because it has not met their requirements. But today, thanks to AI and other digital thing, companies are taking that data and finding out how can this be repositioned for other diseases. So imagine if AstraZeneca has it, how many molecules are available? In your own colleges, how many would be available? Phytopharmaceuticals, as I said, India has a great legacy of herbal medicines. Why are we not standardizing them? Why are we not documenting them to bring it into the mainstream? Unfortunately, we always have a negative, thing about herbals. We think that they are not standardized, they are not safe, they are not, and now with a lot of the news where many companies have made overclaims, I think that we should also look at it as an opportunity that is a pharma company. You all have, I think every college has pharmacognosy. But I think in terms of ranking, it is number 4, 5 it comes. Instead of being actually, for me, it should be number 1 or 2. Because that is where India can really go to the globe and say we have something special. And of course, AI supported diagnostic tools. I'll give you one example. As a company which works in dental, we are working with an AI tool where we are scanning 50,000 dental x-rays. And AI tools are there which will help you to identify how fast the lesion will move to a cavity. So that will give the dentist an opportunity to save your other teeth. So I'll come to the next part of my presentation is what are the strategies that I could suggest for pharma entrepreneurs. One is developing a solid business plan. Second is building a strong network. Third is looking at innovation. Fourth is using government support. And I think the next speaker is here from some work with the government, where you will see the government is giving huge support for entrepreneurs today, and collaboration with universities and research institutions, which is my pet, something that I talk to a lot of colleges also every time. So one is, if you're looking at becoming an entrepreneur, you really need to have a business plan. Your business plan should not be based on, some thought or somebody sitting over, today the market is going here, let's do apps, so we'll also do apps. Whenever as an entrepreneur, it is a game that you're going to play for the next 50 years. I'm sure you see, I have completed 37 years. Yesterday I saw, Mr. Parthasarathy, 40 years, someone has 50 years. But the enthusiasm we would have 35 years back and the enthusiasm you have after 40 years has to remain the same. So what is it that differentiates entrepreneurs? We have a why, that why we want to do something. And you need to define that. Why am I doing what I'm going to do? If I'm going to start a business, I'm going to start and get into this business because I enjoy it. Because I believe this is going to make some benefit to the people who are going to use my medicines or the people who are going to use my technology. Have a strong business plan. Today, there is a lot of tools available and there is a lot of information. Find good partners, make a good business plan. And wherever you're getting into, understand the competition. So that is very, very important. Building strong networks. I think today the success story of most entrepreneurs is about networks. Unfortunately, what I see is as pharmacy graduates, we all are pharmacy is a very closed community. To get a pharmacist to work with a dentist to develop a product is a big challenge. Somehow we feel we know everything and we feel shy to talk to others. Whereas you go to an IIT or you go to engineering or anywhere, all different community, different stream people will be working together. Today, all universities have multiple disciplines. It would be great if you would, really think that this is important, build a network. Many of you are from colleges which have a legacy of 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So imagine for 30 years, if you have even 50 students passing out, you have 2,000 students of your alumni or more who are there all across the world. Are you reaching out to them? Today you have tools, you have LinkedIn, you have your own alumni associations. If you don't reach out to them and you don't take their help, it is your loss. All the successful companies in any field do well because of their network. Also, networks will help you to increase your resources. Second is innovative approaches. I'll give you few examples of innovative approaches. When you're looking at starting something new, don't think of reinventing the wheel always. It's very difficult. Incremental innovation is a great way to start. I'll give you the example of Dynapar injections. So all of us take diclofenac injections sometime you would have taken. Boveron was the market leader. It is an oil-based product. A company I respect very much, Troika Pharmaceuticals, they have a lot of innovative products. What they did was, they made the injection aqueous base. So what are the advantages of it? One, there was no pain at the site of injection. That was a big thing. Second, they could pack 75 milligrams per ml in an injection instead of just 25 because it was thing. So you can imagine the benefit that it had for the patient, and the cost also came down. And the excipients are very safe excipients. So as a result of which, this could actually move the market in their favor, and it became a very, very successful product. Nothing much, great innovation. Innovation could be also in looking at unmet needs. As I said, today after COVID, a lot of people are become very health conscious. Old people are at home. Can we make products that are meant for them? Because as we grow older, swallowing is a problem. Today there are gummies. I'm sure all of you have seen that there are gummies launched, but they are launched for children and they are launched for, as a multivitamin product. Can we make something like that for geriatric patients who can put it in their mouth and it is easy to swallow? Mouth dissolving strips is a big market. Hyderabad, I think the biggest company that makes mouth dissolving strips is in Hyderabad. As a dental company, I have been throwing this challenge and I'll throw it here also. Anyone can give me a mouth dissolving strip that doesn't dissolve for 25 minutes, I will invest in that project. Because mouth dissolving strips are given today because you wanted to act fast. Whereas in dental, we want something that will stay on the mouth for 25 to 30 minutes so that the action remains. But we have been working it for the last 12, 15 years, but we have not been successful because in the mouth, the temperature is higher. There is saliva, there is a lot of saliva that the mouth thing, and you have movement in the mouth. So the thing doesn't stay on the tongue or on the gums for a longer time. So that could be an innovation. You could look at differentiation in packaging. When the mouthwash bottles used to be there, it used to be like a normal round bottle. And then one company launched it with a single dose. Nothing much. You just pump the bottle, the liquid will go up to 10 ml it will stay, the remaining will flow down. By just putting a hole in the pump. That company captured almost 50% of the market just by that innovation in packaging. So as pharmacists, when you are there in the market, you know what are those needs. You can always look at it. Technology you can do use technology as a tool, especially in community pharmacists. Many of you may think of going. Today in Bangalore and in many places we see old parents in the house, children are in USA or Canada, all over the world. And the parents are, not able to go out, or it's very difficult for them, but they need to take their medicines at a particular time. Their medicines need to be replenished at a particular time. So you're taking a cardiac product or a diabetes product maybe every 20 days or 30 days. Can you set an alarm that will go to the children in the US saying that your parents' medicines are over, or trigger a chemist shop that says that so-and-so's medicines are over, please go and replenish the medicines. It could be anything. The idea is, don't look at reinventing the wheel, look at becoming innovative. When I talk about government support, I just looked up and see just some of the things that the government can support you, and we have hundreds of opportunities that the government is working on. There are anyone who wants to get into as an entrepreneur today. There are multiple sites. I just picked up 2 or 3. There are hundreds of sites that you have from where you can get government support. Biotech, though, I think every city now has a biotech, what you call incubation center, and you can, in pharma also, you want to start a factory, you want to start a startup. I see most of you girls here. The government has double the number of initiative for boys than for girls than for boys. So don't just look at innovation as, today, reach out, go on the online, use your phone more than for reels, you will get all the information. I've just put a very snapshot of a few things that the government is supporting, and I can say this is just about 20% of what is actually available. And then I'm talking about collaborations with academia, which I said as look at it as a point of innovation. So as a company, we have worked with few startups. So this product called Novamin, which is for hypersensitive teeth and remineralizing, it was a startup from University of Florida. Again, it was an innovative, it was an incremental innovation. It was a product that was used for bone graft, which was then, incremental innovated to use for dental hypersensitivity. The product we got into India, we developed the formulation, we marketed. Today it's a 140 crore product. Marketed by big companies, we marketed, Dr. Reddy's marketed, Abbott marketed, everyone markets this product. It's a 150 crore brand. The company Novamin Technologies was acquired by GSK for $135 million. How many people working in that company? Just 5. Biomin Technologies, which is a startup of Queen's Mary University and Imperial College of Dentistry, they took Novamin and expanded on it because Novamin did not contain fluoride, and they worked on the formulation to incorporate sustained release fluoride. Today this is a global product working in more than 40 countries. I told you about a botanical mouthwash. We have launched a patented botanical mouthwash, which is a startup of University of Columbia. It was really quite frustrating to see that we are getting in a product which is product from India with pomegranate extract and grapefruit seed extract is being patented by a company or a startup in USA, and we are going to launch it in India. And the surprising part was the researchers were from India. And why they didn't do it here, I don't know. And also now we are working with JSS College, Mysore, for a denture stomatitis gel. So dentures are a big problem. I was wondering whether a new way to tell me is time. So we are working, and I'm hoping that this will be a first commercial launch of a joint collaboration between a pharma company and a university. The product is almost 90% ready, and I think in the next 3 to 4 months we will launch it. That will be a very big success, and then I can go to all of you and again tell you the whole story. It has taken about 4-5 years from the time of concept to the time the product will get into the market. And I also put 2 more Chitosan mouthwash and a COVID shield where we failed. Why we failed or why we couldn't launch it. At the time of COVID, the dentist was the most, because the dentist works on your teeth at just few feet, correct? And from your mouth, when they put the drill, the bone, when they drill, the bone will splatter to almost 7 feet or 10 feet. So if they are doing work so close, imagine it will go into the eyes. It goes into the eyes, they put mask, but it will spread in the whole clinic. So there was a small device which was costing just 3 rupees to put on the drill thing. But the inventor was not ready to wait and see or get a royalty. He wanted, I have an idea, you give me so many million, then I will give you the idea. Unfortunately, the product never came to the market. The same thing happened with the mouthwash that we worked with the college for a very long time. That was a joint between a dental and a pharmacy college, and we worked. Then both the students gave their dissertation, both went away. The document got filed in somewhere, and that whole project is gone, because after that the professor has changed, The principle has changed. Now, even if I want to find a document, I am not able to find it. So that is very unfortunate. So why I am saying that you should use colleges as a collaboration. It is something that you really need to look at very, very seriously. Knowledge resides in the universities. Knowledge resides in the colleges. You may think that I have Google, I have a phone and knowledge is there. No, the experience, the amount of information, every college, so many students, so many dissertations, so much of success, so much of failures. More you learn more by the failures than from the success. All this is available in every college. Use that as a thing. I think today a lot of colleges are starting incubation centers. Please get into that and start working. And you can work. As I said, college will give you great opportunities to network and partnership. Many universities, today you all are here, it's all pharmacy, but you can also go to other colleges, go to other fairs, whether it's engineering, it is dentistry, it is medical. See what they are doing. Join hands with them. And mentoring, I think every college has enough of professors and senior students who can be great mentors. And to be a good entrepreneur, you always need a great mentor. Even at my age, I need to talk to somebody who's older, who's better, who's more successful as a mentor, because it evolves. So use your colleges, and I see lot of principals here, that join hands with them, because that I think we are losing that. We have over 3,000 pharmacy colleges, over 300 dental colleges. Unfortunately, we are not seeing anything coming out beyond a paper, that an M.Pharm document will be made or a PhD document will be made. It will nicely be bound and then it will be put into file. In fact, I am facing a problem just as we speak. We worked with a student on a nano-doped strontium-doped nanoxyhydroxide. Now the student has left, he's gone. Now the whole project has gone to another student. Now that student, how motivated they will be, what will be the thing, we don't know. So we have to start, and that is why industry is very scared to get into joint ventures with colleges, because we don't know how long this will go on. Whereas the companies I showed you, there even the student passes out, they will still be a shareholder in that project. Now I am paying a royalty of 3%, out of which 0.5% will go to that student for their next 15 years. So I think the agreements that need to be made with colleges and all also need to take the student, professor and the college into account when we are planning it. So in conclusion, I would say pharma entrepreneurship, as an entrepreneur I can say, and I know I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, or we meet a lot of entrepreneurs. It's tough, it's no doubt it is tough, but it is very rewarding. Whenever a patient says, or somebody comes and says, I'm using your product, you feel nice. Even after 30, 40 years in the thing, anyone comes and, oh, I used your Shine, I used this, and you feel very, very happy. And I'm sure that will be very, very fulfilling to you. It is tough, but very fulfilling. India needs a lot of entrepreneurs. We have a huge problem of people. We have, on one side it is a great strength, on the other side it could be a weakness. We need entrepreneurs because we need jobs. We need entrepreneurs because we need innovation. We need entrepreneurs because we need you, the youngsters, to really step up into the next phase. And I will leave you with a quote from Peter Drucker which says, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Entrepreneurs do that. Thank you.